I may have made a huge mistake by buying a fire damaged Audi RS6 that the insurance company said will never go back on the road again.
It's not looking good, bruv. Come check this out.
We've already carried out all the engine repairs in episode 1. I've shifted the engine into this corner and out the way for the minute because the wiring loom and all the pipes on there have all been completed now. Now on today's episode, we're going to tackle the repairs to the wiring loom on the body itself. Oh shit! Even after all of these repairs have been carried out, we still have no idea, is this car even going to run? Let's find out. Just trying something. It should just... Day 2 and part 2 of the rebuild on the RS6. So as you know, the engine, the big task of that is already done, completed, and it's behind me over there somewhere, waiting for the rest of the car to be finished. So my first job of the day is strip this mess. Strip all of this mess out of the way so I can see what's going on and get this part all cleaned up, repainted, and then fix this somehow. So anyway, let's get to it, let's get stripping, and let's see how bad it gets the more I expose it. I know there's something going on down there. I don't want to see it, but I've got to see it. Let's get to work. Let's get it done. So here's a closer look at the damage that the fire caused in the engine bay, not only to the wiring loom, but all of the plastic components and the pipes all around it. The further I was looking, the more damage I was exposing bit by bit, and what I thought initially might be somewhat of an easy repair was looking like it's going to be actually pretty difficult. Now the reason this was going to be so tricky is that I'm trying to repair a wiring loom that Audi only sell as a complete unit for an eye-watering £14,000. My God, how many basically, I'll focus on one area, I'm like, this will be easy. And then I look further, and there's another bunch of wires. Then I look further, and look, noisy guys, there's another bunch of wires. It's never ending. And then when I thought I was going to deal with just this section, I went and poked my head over here, and I figured out that all of this is changing as well. They did a proper number on this car, honestly. I don't know what I was thinking. Ooh, I'll take it on. Ooh, fire damage, I love that. Anyway, you want an RS6, apparently, you've got to build it yourself at Nemesis. So I'll get there, it's going to take longer than expected, which will make, actually, I say that, but basically it will make it that much sweeter when it's on the road. It'll be like, yeah. So before I can actually repair any of these wires, the first thing I need to do is strip back as much of the loom as possible, expose as much of the damage as possible, and try and separate all of these burnt wires so I can try and make each wire individual, and then I can see what I can repair, what needs to be cut out and spliced in from the new loom, and hopefully make the whole thing work good. But as you can see, this is not an easy task. As you can see, all of the wires have pretty much melted into one big loom, and separating them is becoming an absolute nightmare. The wiring loom is finally done, and now it's time to put the engine back in its home. But check this out, I've been a busy boy. Engine bay is now looking like nothing happened. All the wiring is looking completely original, as you can see, and it's looking absolutely mint. You would never know what went down, unless of course you're clever and you subscribe to our channel, and then you've seen the whole thing. But if you don't, you're a loser. No, I'm joking. If you don't, you're not gonna know. You will never know. The wiring loom looks all completely original. All the boxes, pipes, all of it is looking exactly how it was before. I have refitted all the brake servo and all the other little bits and bobs. I just wasn't gonna bore you with all of this going on. So here's a recap to show you what we've done to it. But anyway, the next step now is putting the engine back in, plugging in a few of these little bits and bobs, and hopefully we can see it running, hear it running in a short time. So I hope. There's a lot more to do before it's actually drivable, but I just want to hear it run. I want to know if what I did was in vain or was it worth doing. But so my helper over here is going to now bring the engine across. Bring it across. He doesn't even have the license for this, by the way.
I actually don't.
So bad. He does, he just failed it like 4 times. Anyway, engine time, let's do it. With the wiring loom on the car now finally repaired, it is time to put the already repaired engine back onto the car. This in the industry is what they call the marriage, where the drivetrain meets the engine and turns it into one car. By the way, we're not putting these on. We're not going to put the cats in. They're just here so I could make sure all the wiring plugs were correct for it. But we're not going to bother putting them in because we've got a decat system coming on. Yeah, make it sound super sick. So putting these in right now would just be pointless because it's just going to be that much harder to put. Well, no, not harder. We're just going to take them straight out again. So obviously we're not going to put them in. We're going to install the engine without the cats in, and then our down pipes that come in, we'll slide them in afterwards. Make it sound. We've been anticipating this moment, but also I'm worried what's going to happen further down the line. Is this engine even going to run? We're going to fit this engine in an unusual way. Now this is because the engine bed that we have got is already being used on another project in the corner. So what we're going to do now is put the pallet on a car skate. Now the car skate will allow me to move and jiggle the engine around so I can position it perfectly and line up all of the bolts which will match the engine subframe onto the body itself. So obviously everything from inside the engine bay is absolutely perfect. I just got this fuse box here to change, but this is on back order. So chance I'll be here tomorrow, but it's not going to be affected by what we're doing right now. I want to get this engine in. Engine is looking absolutely mint. Come on, I've got to show you this as well. One more time. To admire it again with me. Look at this. This was mashed up. It's now not mashed up, as we call it in the industry. Not mashed up. So, engine's looking mint. Engine bay's looking mint. I just want to take one moment from here. Let's get a clip of this, and then let's get a clip of that. Beautiful, beautiful. And one last thing before it goes in. Beautiful. They would never know. I hope no one on Audi subscribes to this channel, because if I'm going to try to blag something under warranty, I'll be like, I don't know why it's just misfiring. I swear, I don't know. And guess what? I got one more thing. Wait there, wait there. Wait there, don't go nowhere. Don't go anywhere. Look what I bought. This is the 200+ aircon pipe that we bent. And we weren't paying attention. And what's happened is the weight of the engine has come on this pipe, and aircon pipes are notoriously super weak. So we bent that. And the problem is we bend it back, it will just snap. So it looks like we're getting a new aircon pipe. Now, if you recall from the first episode, a certain someone forgot to undo the aircon pipe. Now, I'm a nice guy. I'm not going to charge him. But if you didn't see that happen, click here right now and watch all of episode 1 before you continue with this. With the engine on the pallet and the pallet on the car skates, I can now wheel it into position and start lowering the car onto the engine. I'm not doing that straight away. I've got to figure out one last time where all these stray pipes and wires go before I lower it down and trap anything I don't want to get trapped. While I'm doing that, feast your eyes upon all of my beautiful work. The wiring loom is looking OEM. Nobody would know what I've done to this car, unless of course you've watched this video. Go, go, keep going, I'll see when to stop. Press down, press down, press down. Oh!
That's not stop, that's the rewind, I'll tell you when to stop.
Yeah, it made sense, Rev. So now we're lowering the car down onto the engine, bit by bit in small little steps. Now the reason for this is we don't want to snag or catch any of the wires or pipes and end up breaking something and causing more damage. How Ash already did the first time on the aircon pipe when we were removing the engine. My job compared to Ibs's. Yeah. Oh. Fucking hell. Him again. So the idea is take our time and do it slowly, bit by bit. This way we can ensure nothing gets trapped and the engine is perfectly lined up for the bolts. This is what they'll do. If this was Bugatti, they'll like wheel out like your 10 subframe bolts in a white suit. That's what they do. Each one of these is 20,000 euros. That was my German accent, by the way, if you didn't clock that. Now that the Bugatti technician has delivered these all-important subframe bolts, it's time to actually get them fitted. Now bear in mind, the bolts are not going to go in unless the engine and subframe are perfectly aligned with the rest of the body. This is not easy. I made a mistake of not putting on the pipe that we bent first. The reason obviously why we bent it is because we missed it. We should have undone it from here at the time. So I didn't think to put the new pipe on there, and now there's no space to put the bolt in. But so I'm doing it now in case I have to drop the engine back out again. Poor planning on my part, but I think I got it. TK always gets it in the end. With the subframe and engine close enough to the body, the first thing we want to do is connect the shock absorbers to the chassis loosely, just to help us align the engine, and also it keeps them out of the way and any potential damage being caused to them when we lower the car fully.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Right,
Which one?
we've got to keep it held that way.
Okay, alright, cool.
That's it.
Now that they're connected, as you can see, it's still not lined up with the chassis. So this is where we have to keep jiggling it around, kicking it, pushing it, and trying to get all of these holes lined up perfectly. Yeah, yeah.
Is that the same?
Huh?
Is that the same?
Give it a little jiggle. At this point, I may just be opting for an aircon delete on this car. Weight saving, baby. Look at these chassis bolts going in, absolutely beautiful. Now all we've got to do is refit the right hand side shock absorber for the final time and we're good for lift off. And check this out, the engine is fitted to the car. We've lifted it up and it has not dropped out the bottom. So, all in all, that's a good result. Now, time to get under there quickly and nip up all of the bolts so we make sure this thing is not going to fall straight onto the floor or straight onto our heads. And before any of you scream at the computer, yes, all of the bolts will be torqued up and double checked. All right, anyway, back to business. Also for me to fire up the car, but I haven't got the fuel lines for the car. I forgot to order them, but I've got one of them that's all melted, but he's still determined for me to fire it up. So this might be a real bad idea doing that, but I don't know. I don't know how I've managed to get talked into this. I'll give it a go, but before that, because of the issues with the fire truck and whatnot, we're going to drop the oil out of it first and do an oil service before I do it. Because I don't know what's in the engine, you know. Hopefully nothing, but I don't want it to hydro lock or something. But this is a bit backhanded, or yeah, whatever. It's wrong what I'm doing, because if I believe there's something in here, then really I should have tested this first. But it'll be fine. You like it? Yeah. You gonna get one? Huh? Oh shit! Oh. What? The fuck did that hit?
That ain't good at all. Man, you started it with that in it.
Bro, why didn't I check this first? Oh no!
I don't know what's wrong with it.
It's got water in it.
Ain't got no oil in it.
Oh no, bruv. It's not looking good, bruv.
What are you stopping it for?
I'm open. I'm just letting it out. You're telling me I rebuilt. Oh no. It's not great. It's not great.
Can you not blow something in the engine block? Take it out, or still grab it, bro?
I reckon,
No, I'm sure
oh God, that's shit. Why did,
better now, though.
it'll get better because the water's better, but it's not. Oh man, I can't believe I didn't check this first. Honestly, I got so excited on the rebuild, I didn't do the basic thing. Strain the engine first and see what's up with it. What's the matter with me? What's the matter with you, Ibs? This is the worst thing I could have seen. And mainly because I blame myself for not checking the oil/water in the engine before I even started this rebuild. And here's Oz giving me a second opinion and his expert diagnosis on how to check if there is in fact water mixed with your oil.
Salafani. Salafani.
Man just fucking,
Plain water, bro.
man just
Let's
licked
say
this.
white water. Plain water, bro. Funny.
To be fair, it's all pretty. I think we're just going to what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get some flushing oil tomorrow and run it through that. Admittedly, I should have done this check before I even removed the engine, but my focus was on a fire damaged engine and definitely not a hydro-locked one. Now, what is hydro-locked? Hydro-locked is essentially when the engine has sucked in water through the air intake and into the combustion chamber. Water in a combustion chamber is not compressible the same way air or any gases are. So the water in the engine bores makes it impossible for the pistons to complete their cycle the way they normally would. What ends up happening? Catastrophic damage. Now, although I should have done this at the beginning of the rebuild, I'm doing it at the end, but I'll take good news either way. The engine is not locked. Check this out. I've now got 20 litres of oil for the engine and a new oil filter. Now, I was gonna put flushing oil through the engine to try and clean out all the water and the rubbish that was in there, but I thought that's just going to cause more damage to the engine. I'd rather just put the proper stuff through it. Although it's super expensive, I'd rather put the proper oil through it, run it up, then change the filter and do another oil change after. Having to think about it, I don't reckon it would have caused that much damage because the water, obviously, it's gone through into the engine, but it hasn't been pushed all around it. It's just been sat in there, and it wasn't actually that much. I mean, yeah, hindsight, whatever. I should have drained the oil first. In my head, I knew I should have drained the oil. So it's always the stuff that's really obvious as you don't do. Anyway, whatever. I messed up. I'm still going to hope this engine runs. So I got to keep pushing forward because I've put way too much money and time onto the engine itself, regardless of the wiring loom here. So I can't just like throw the towel in. If it runs, it'll be great. If it doesn't run, I'm kind of expecting it a bit. But anyway, so we've got the oil there, got the filter, we're ready to go, except yet again, I messed up. All the stuff I ordered, and I did not order new fuel lines that come from the actual fuel tank in the back and go into the engine itself. I didn't order any of these, and now I've got to wait a week to get these from Germany. I looked around everywhere, can't get them. Main dealer only, which is fine. I just wanted them quicker. And I did a really stupid, because it had loads of holes in it, it was all melted, but I wanted to hear the engine on. So I taped it up earlier on today, and I was like, right, you know what, I'm gonna tape it up. I'll have a fire extinguisher here, and let's just plug it in and try and get this engine fired up. But you can't see, inside it's all melted. So I'm trying to put this on here, and it's not going on. So unfortunately, I am waiting a week for this. Now I could try it with a pipe and put clamps on it and this and that, but there's so much more work to do. For the minute, I'm gonna wait. So the status of the engine still remains uncertain. Regardless of that, come over here. I've got to get on with this anyway. So I've got the old radiator pack, which has all of the coolers on there and the front panel, and then these fans at the back. Now, I have to build up the new front panel, new radiators, and I've got this housing for the fans, and I'm hoping I'll be able to take these fans out here and there's no damage on there and swap them across, because the fan housing is actually super cheap, but the fans themselves are super expensive. So anyway, before I try to turn the engine on, I might as well get this all done, get it built up, get that put back onto the car and put the intercoolers on, and then it is pretty much waiting for the fuel lines, and hopefully, fingers crossed, it's gonna fire up. So I'm gonna get on with this now.
and wish me luck.
Although this is not the hardest part of the rebuild, it's definitely an important part. Radiators are essential for keeping engines running at optimum temperature. Now, a performance engine means it needs as much cooling as possible, so this is something I do not want to mess up and make sure it all goes on absolutely perfectly. The completed rad pack and front panel goes on pretty easily, but there are about 100 clips and pipes that need to be fitted onto this, and I have to make sure not a single one is missed out. Full attention needed at this point. With the rad pack and its 100 hoses now finally fitted, the next section I can move on to is removing and reapplying the seam sealer that was damaged in the fire. Inner wheel housing was all charred in the fire, but not damaged other than the seam sealer. I need to repaint this, but I can't repaint this until I've applied new seam sealer, and I'll paint over that, leaving it looking exactly how it did when it left the factory.
So as you've seen, I have been a busy boy. Working in the night time trying to get this thing done because daytimes is impossible. I can't get nothing done, but today's a Saturday, so it's not as bad. And I want to get this car turned on today. I have to hear it on. So basically, the engine is now built up and I'm happy with most things on here. I know I need a sensor for the turbo and whatnot, and the cats and all that stuff. I've got cat sensors that are broken, no, melted down there, and then this one here, this is exhaust sensor here. Them ones are okay, just not plugged in yet because I'm not actually putting the exhaust on because we're going to put a decat system in there, but you still have to put the sensors in and then code them out. You can't just have them missing or it flags up all kinds of issues, as far as I've been told. Anyway, I don't claim to be no remapping expert. I have a new, whatever the hell box you want to call that, on the way, but it's just on backorder at the moment, so I'll change it after when it arrives. Other than that, everything else is good. Obviously, we've got some shrouds missing there on the front radiator. One of these things, bumper, impact absorber, and a pressure sensor there as well. Anyway, all that stuff's on the way. It's not going to affect us turning it on. The only thing that is going to affect us turning it on is the lack of fuel lines. So obviously, as I mentioned before, I have done a silly little temporary repair on this, but you know what? I'm just going to risk it, and I'm gonna clamp this down. That one's already on there. It had its factory clamp there, and I'm hoping there's no splits in the pipe, and if there is, my tape will hold it. Just want to run it up and see what happens, but obviously I need a hose to go from here to here before I can do that, so Ash should just run out grabbing a hose for it, because amongst all of our mess in here, we have no spare hoses. So he's going to get a clamp for that and a hose for this. And then I shall put in 9.5 litres of oil and throw some coolant in the system, and let's see, fingers crossed, if this thing turns on. In my head, after the fuel lines are on, there shouldn't be anything really stopping it. Oh, I have got to put that brake caliper back on, because obviously as soon as I hit the brake pedal, the pads will just push out. They'll have nothing to pinch onto, and I'm not going to get any brake pressure, which means we're not going to turn the car on. So I'll do that right now. That's going to take me a minute to do. I've done this side already here. The other super annoying thing is, okay, so in here, where we have the brake pedal, it doesn't go straight into the brake servo how they normally do it. It goes up along the bar, and then the brake servo is over there somewhere. Now that has like a little clip that pinches the piston part of the brake servo. You can't see it now, which is really annoying, but anyway, I'll show you when the new one arrives. Simply put, hold on one second. Simply put, that clip you can't remove without breaking it. And you can't buy the clip on its own. You have to buy the whole brake pedal. So I'm now in the market for a whole last brake pedal just to replace this little pinch clip, which I'm gonna insert an image right now. This little clip that retains the piston of the brake servo, which is, so that little clip pinches the piston on this brake servo, and obviously when you push your brake pedal, it pushes up here and brings pressure to the brakes. Obviously, if that piston was to slip out from the brake pedal, you end up having brake failure because you'll be hitting the pedal and it's not actually pushing that, and before you know, you need another front end on this car again. So you've got to make sure that's right, but it is frustrating that I have to buy a whole ass brake pedal, and I'm not going to use it because this car's brand new and it's perfectly fine. So I'm just going to take the clip out, and then one of our lucky subscribers can have the brake pedal and you can put it on the wall or something, I don't know. Anyway, so that's the plan of action right now. Let's get the other brake caliper on while I'm waiting for Ash to arrive with a hose. Throw the fluid in, throw the oil in, and cross our fingers, say a prayer, and inshallah, the thing will fire up. And it's gonna be epic if it does. Now, I know I'm downplaying this, but believe me, I want this engine to turn on so badly. I have spent so much time and money on repairing and replacing so many parts on this car that it would be absolutely epic if this turned on, and on the first attempt. I know Ibs and some of the other guys may not share the same excitement, but instead I will share this excitement with you guys watching. Fingers crossed that when I put a jump pack on this thing fires up and sounds amazing. Ibs, I've rebuilt the whole ass car with zero help from you. Could you please get me a jump pack?
Oh, yeah.
How is no one excited to hear? Are you excited?
Yeah.
Thank you. Paul, I know you were not here for the whole process because this has been long, but are you excited that this engine might turn on? Are you excited?
Yeah, I'm pretty excited.
Oh, thank you. Someone is.
Yeah.
This guy isn't. And I spoke about me putting this caliper on. I said it's one of the final things I have to do, and then I just went ahead and forgot to do it.
All right.
Hold that, please. You're not doing nothing anyway. Hold that.
I am.
Hold that. You're not doing nothing. It's a tough life, isn't it, Ibs, doing nothing? Why do they make this caliper so damn heavy? Ow! Ow! Are you ratcheting my ass? It's so obvious. Like, that's all you can do, Ibs. Oh, come on. I really should have snipped this cable. I should have snipped the cable. I know, innit? Sure, I had the gangster squint on. So now that Ibs was done wrenching my butt, the last thing for me to do was fit the last caliper, and hopefully this engine should finally turn on. Are we excited? I hope, inshallah, we are ready to turn this engine on. This is where we find out if what I've done basically worked, or has it all been in vain? Was it a waste of time? Do we need another engine? Should I have stopped when I first found out there was water damage on the intercooler and then on the side of the block, and I'm too far gone. I'm invested, we had to see it through. So, keep saying it again and again, this is where you find out if the thing powers up. Ibs, don't go nowhere. Powering up the RS6 for the first time. So let's see what happens. Hear a noise! Yeah, well, let's see if it turns on. Why do the doors just lock and unlock? That's weird. Okay, you boys ready? You ready? What does that mean? The hell is it doing? So I'm not gonna lie, I was pretty annoyed when the engine did not turn on. Now I wasn't being cocky about this, I was just pretty confident that what I had done was definitely going to work. When it didn't turn on, pretty annoyed. But I thought the click is the type of click I was getting when you have a low battery. thought the first thing to do, at least put a decent battery on here so we can at least eliminate that problem. And I'm pretty sure with a good battery on there, this engine should finally fire up. It was given a click, like what the cars do when it's been in an accident, the pyro fuse breaks off, but this car wasn't in an accident. So I had no reason the ignition wasn't even on, which means the pyro fuse should never have broken. But this is weird. I wasn't expecting it to turn on, but then in my head I probably was, and now I'm a bit deflated why I didn't. But then I jump pack shit. Yeah, don't you reckon?
Yeah.
We need to open this boot, and we need to get a battery in there. It's making a click like it's not powerful enough to turn it over.
What's the battery?
Now I was a bit hasty in stripping the boot out, looking for this battery. I ended up taking out all of the trims before I found the damn thing. And this was for two reasons. One, I was not thinking straight. I was so obsessed with finding the battery quickly so I could replace it and get the engine on, or at least hear it running. Number two, Ibs checked on ChatGPT where the battery is in the RS6, and it said straight away from the beginning, it's in the right hand corner of the boot well. I didn't want to listen to Ibs. I had to prove him wrong. Turns out I was wrong. Do not tell him this. Where the hell's the battery? Oh, don't tell me it's under the seat. They're just long. Is it under the seat? Why is this all loose? Who's been in there? Yo, Ibs. Yo. Could you find out where the batteries go, please? Yeah, Google it, mate.
I've asked GBT, mate.
It was there.
Offside's tucked neatly behind.
Oh,
the
really?
trim.
Oh, but it's on the near side. So, yeah. So.
Jump start points.
Right. So basically, I'm better than ChatGPT.
Just
LBG. As you can see, I stripped out so much of this boot completely unnecessarily, and it was all because I was not thinking straight. I was just so damn excited to get this battery swapped over and finally test this damn engine. When I finally got to the battery on the right hand side where I was told it was all along, finally having the battery in my hands, I put the old one on charge, hoping I could bring some life back into it.
I think the likelihood of this battery coming to life is one can wish, eh? I might as well stick it on charge. But it doesn't help me right now. I need a better battery. I've got one spare one there, a brand new battery that's too big. I don't know if I'll be able to fit it in the place where it's supposed to go. We'll figure out something.
And now I could replace it with a brand new, fresh battery I had waiting all along. Right, cool. Let's see. We've got a strong battery. I just want to check that pyro fuse real quick. But this should now. Right. Want to check one thing. We're going to give it a go again and try and turn this car on. And I'm hoping we have more success on this occasion. Okay. Pyro fuse is good. But they followed it all. Okay. Attempt number 2. Because on the first attempt, you might as well just whack this on as well. On the it was already on, it was on the whole time. On the first attempt, we had it just on the jump pack. And the jump pack's not great because we're on a budget here. What was that? We're on a tight budget here at Nemesis. I'm not giving these guys a jump pack because they've broken 4 already. Anyway, we put the jump pack on the car. Because it's so far away from the battery, it's never really strong at turning it on. So I've now put a new battery on there, and I'm hoping we have more luck having a new battery on the car. How is that on? I am going to do this before we are. There has been a lot of things unplugged and messed up on this car when the fire happened. Can we lose the thingy, please, bro? When the fire happened, so I'm going to clear the fault codes out before I try to turn the car on. check it out. Now it's going through all of the control modules on the car and interrogating every one of them. Man, look at the fault codes. We've got mad fault codes. So it's interrogating every different control module for the car and coming out with what faults we've got stored in each module. And then I can see from there if there would be something that's gonna stop the car from turning on. Obviously there's ones that we've got that are active faults and other ones that, these sporadic ones, pretty simply, your boy's already fixed, I think. Obviously we've got the O2 sensors on the exhaust and whatnot because they're not plugged in. With the fresh battery now fitted and all of the fault codes in the modules cleared out as far as we can go, I'm really confident at this point this engine should turn on. Fingers crossed. So it's me and you, Haider.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, come on. All right. Let's see. Let's see. You hear that? Yeah. Something happened. Yeah. He's trying something. Well, that didn't work. I think I have a feeling. With the car not starting, it left me annoyed and equally confused. But I thought, there's no benefit to sulking. Let's get the car in the air and recheck all of the wiring that I had once removed and make sure I had left nothing unplugged. Good and bad, I suppose, that nothing was found, meaning I had done my job properly, still meant the engine was no closer to turning on. Look, I'm not gonna say nothing. Let me do my thing, and let's see what happens. And I don't know, I'll remain silent for a minute. Next up, I brought my attention to this all-important terminal block. Now this splits the voltage from the battery to all the other areas in the front of the car. I had to make sure I had voltage at all the right terminals going to all the right places. This is where most people would be too proud to admit they made a mistake. But here I am telling you guys I made a rookie error. In the front of the engine bay, in that terminal block, there are a couple of wires that go to the starter motor and to the alternator. Now for some crazy reason, I had these swapped on the wrong terminals, hence the car was not getting the right power to the right component. Now I noticed this on inspection, but I did not want to make a big deal out of it. I kept it to myself and swapped them over, hoping and praying that this time, attempt number 3, will be the time this engine turns on. Fingers, hairs and everything crossed that this is the last time I have to try this and it will work. Thanks, G. I cannot believe the engine is finally on and we have a fully working and running RS6. From how the car came to how the car is now and how the wiring and engine was and to how it is now, we've made some big changes and the excitement in me was so high, but I had to keep my cool because I'm supposed to be the grown up and adult one in the workshop. So I kept it as chill as I could. But inside, honestly, I was doing somersaults. Having an engine on, such a massive sigh of relief. Oh, alhamdulillah, I'm so chuffed. Yeah! It runs nice as well.
What's your feelings?
Relieved, innit? On to stage 2 now. Mashallah, it runs nice. I need to put some cool. So loud. I need to put some coolant in it now, so I can run it up to get hotter, and then I can flush this oil out of it and do the change. There's no rush, but obviously just get it done. Even if I do that next week, for example, if we move it around the spray, we get the whole thing ready. Essentially, it's going to have an oil change, so we can run it for a bit when I have coolant in the system and blah 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 blah. So I've got to put brake fluid in there as well because the brake's obviously spongy. But I won't do that until I get the little clip thing I spoke about before. Anyway, they're just small bits to do. Who cares? The car is on. He's so excited. Oh my god!
Should we do a fake one already? Do a fake one.
Yeah. Okay. Oh my god! The engine's on, he's so excited. You can't hear it right now because it's gone to hybrid mode, but he can't contain his excitement. What is happening?
So loud though.
All right, I can put the whole boot back together again, or the left side anyway, because I'll rather just do that shit that I just pulled apart. Overall, I'm very chuffed. Okay, so that's done. The next thing I want to do now is show you where it gets fun and interesting and badass, because this now is just another RS6. Meh. Now we're gonna one-up it. I'm gonna go upstairs and I'm gonna show you what we've got for this to make it better than, it's better than every other RS6 out there because I built it. Come on, but it's gonna be even better now. So I'm gonna finish my boot trims, put them all back, and we're going upstairs and I'm showing you something. Yeah! And now, with the engine running, it means I can move on to the final stages of getting the car actually driving on the road, but not before we fit a fully customized body kit to give it our own signature, unique touch. So if you tuned in to see me fix yet another accident damage or salvage car, you've already seen it. I'm nearly at the end of it and we'll get it done. But if you tuned in to see the more fun part, customizing it with a full Mansory kit, well then here it is. Check it out. This for me is where it gets fun, interesting and different. And this is where we separate our RS6 from every other boring ass RS6 on the road. Check it out. Fully forged carbon Mansory kit. Obviously full kit from front to back with the Mansory exhaust tips, and we have a full titanium exhaust arriving 2-3 days time, so that will obviously be going on the car as well, hence why when I put the engine in, I didn't put the exhaust on, because we've got a decat system going the whole way through, which is going to make it sound absolutely epic, especially then once we stage 2 map it and make this thing like an absolute freaking rocket. Along with the complete Mansory kit, fully customized and trimmed to the leather inside, carbon fiber, upgraded steering wheel with the shifters in as well. I want it to be different on this one. I have the shifter lights because I had to choose. I was gonna put the shifter lights on one of a few cars. It may have been that one, but I decided, you know what, I want to do it on this car and to go all out. So we've got the shifter lights on the steering wheel as well, fully customized for the car. And I can't wait to put that on, but I'm gonna leave that as like a last little treat to myself. When the car's done driving, I'll pop that on. Along with that, absolutely epic 3-piece AL13 wheels. I mean, they speak for themselves, not really much more to say. They're forged, they're sick, they're polished, they got carbon on there, and it's gonna make the car look absolutely insane. So anyway, seen the kit, I think if I break something, I'm gonna cry. You'll see me cry on YouTube. There's nothing else to say. This kit is absolutely epic. We need to get the bonnet down and get the primed part here painted to body color, along with the right-hand side wing, and then inside the wing behind it. I've sanded that all off. We have to get that painted as well. But other than that, there's nothing else to paint. We can go ahead and just start fitting this kit on. Now that the engine's good, I'm waiting for a few little small parts to go to finish off the engine bay and all blah, 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 all that sort of good stuff. But this is where it gets fun, and literally, it's 8:30 now and everyone's waiting for me to leave, but I want to stay behind tonight and I want to get this whole kit fitted on, because that's how excited I am now. It seems stupid to do it if I haven't got a running engine, or I don't know how it's going to be, but now that I know that's good, I just think I could just smash this out in about 3-4 hours, just get it done. But only good things come to those who wait, so I'm going to chill out for a minute. Let's chill out, let's do it right, yeah. we're gonna make the most badass RS6 in the UK. A challenge, I'm putting a challenge out there. Anyone who's got a more badass RS6 than this one, let me know. I'm not about the fastest, I'm about the most badass. I know some guys done some 2,000 brake horsepower mad shit. We're not on that. This is badass. So stay tuned. We're still on it. Let's fit it. So that's it for part 2 of the RS6 build. Thanks so much for watching the whole thing long enough to watch me waffling right now. Now, if you want to see the final part, which is the best part of the build, make sure you click the bell icon or subscribe, or do what you have to do on YouTube. I don't really know, I'm new to this, but if you subscribe, it will entice me to do more videos for you, and you can see more sick ass builds on all of these random cars, and I'll be pushed to do it for you guys. I'm doing this for you, so make sure you hit one of the bells on the page right now. You know better than me, and tune in to see episode 3, the final episode, Audi RS6, Nemesis style. Let's do this. Living my best life. How you said right, and I heard right, and my best life. No, it's my words. This guy, Dr. Dre, that's what it's about. This guy went to D Block Europe concert. I don't know what that is. He went to London to a D Block Europe concert. Ibs.
Yeah, I'll do it again. I'll do it again.
Front row this time. He had a VIP room up top, so you could watch it, you could see him.
Yeah, I had a private room, bro.
He thought he was so elite. Ibs thought he was Jay-Z. Honestly, he thought he was so sick. Like, yeah. This man thinks he's like, I don't know. I was trying to think of a.
I want to get a big beard. I want a mufti make, inshallah. Like this.
Mate, you're a proper harami. How would you be Mufti Menk?
How am I harami, bro?
How would you not?
I'm not, bro.
If these guys knew what happens in that office upstairs,
What are you on about?
the nonsense of this guy. Yeah, am I right?
You're
Thank you. Man said Mufti Menk.
Inshallah.
Inshallah, yeah.
Trying to better ourselves. Oh, this guy thinks it's a model getting golden hour. Look at him, golden hour on it.
Golden? What? That's just my normal glow. Nur. Here you have two bold guys looking at an engine. None of them know what they're doing. Sorry. They're all fucking Malteser heads. Stop squidging your eyeball. It sounds gross. It makes my eyes water. Oh wow, thank you. This is the contribution that he's done. Yeah. He'll do this. He'll do. What you say? Go like that. Okay. So that's the international pose for using a car lift. If you didn't know, I am admitting to you guys I made a rookie error. In the front distribution box in the engine bay, this. Ibs, this is the shittest music ever. Oi! Put some proper music on. Can you hear this? Yeah. And not only that, when I questioned it, he said it's sick. What are you listening to? This guy is the biggest supporter of Central C.
Oh yeah.
Central C's biggest. Mate, that's all you play in the office and downstairs. But now,
Yeah, exactly.
what do you mean exactly? I'm saying Ricardo, you say Ricardo.
One more behind this.